Brogdon the pass to Brantley. Back to Brogdon, beyond the arc. Got it for his fourth field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Brogdon extremely confident because he knows he has the green light to fire off the catch.
Minnesota calls timeout. Well, guys, Brogdon not a player that turns heads, but man, is he an efficient threat on the floor.
And he's been a great three-point shooter really since his rookie year. His field goal percentage continues to climb and has evolved into one of the best free throw shooters in the game.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Gibson. Julius Randle comes in for Saric. Okogie's checked in for Richardson. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for Patty Mills. The Bucks also changing it up. Lopez, he's checked in for Brantley. Brown comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Donovan Mitchell's subbed in for Malcolm Brogdon. Here's Mitchell. Banked in off the glass. Mitchell's got the lead up to 13 now for Milwaukee.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And if it doesn't, this is only going to get ugly. I mean, that's no way to defend a player of his caliber.
6 on the shot clock. Second chance effort. Okogie. Good work defensively by Morris. And Morris has got the ball here for Milwaukee. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And I'll tell you who I feel for. The Wolves fans. One playoff appearance in the last 15 years.
Yeah, and you know, they've had some exciting talent in Minnesota, guys, but they've done very little winning with that talent. I think the good news, though, when you want to spin it positively, they still have that talent, and a lot of the talent is young.
Shoot 2. Free throw dropped for Mitchell. Clark, over the last couple decades, the role of the big man has changed and required more skill outside shooting among them.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And then the ability to move your feet defensively.
Yes.
Because the three-point shot spaces the floor so much, and a lot of times teams will have 4, maybe 5 perimeter shooters out there regardless of size. So big guys, if they're going to play in that type of an alignment, have to be able to move their feet and effectively guard perimeter players and also make shots from the perimeter as well.
Amazing to see guys that big out there sometimes with a one-on-one with the guard, like on the three-point line.
No doubt. And also the big guys, we've got a ton of them, Kevin, across the league that can really knock down the three-point shot.
Will it go? It's tipped.
And, you know, at his size, Kaminsky should be blocking more shots. I'd like to see this effort every time.
Morris right side. Mitchell kicks to Lopez. The feed now to Morris. The kick out to Brown. The Bucks working the ball around. From deep three-point range. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range. It all started with the pass. That's what coaches love to see, ball movement.
Here's Mitchell. Bryant with the rebound.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
Took him no time at all on that one. Okogie's got his first 3 points of the game.
Kevin, for a young player, I like the way Fultz sees the floor. He knows and feels when a guy is open.
Here's Mitchell. Again, Mitchell missing. Timberwolves trail by 12. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Beasley. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had the foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
The Timberwolves shooting their first foul shots of the night here. Free throw, good. Beasley. Giannis, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Malcolm Brogdon comes in for Marcus Morris. And Beasley drops both of them.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Here's Brogdon. He's got 10. The kick out to Brown. And so it's Milwaukee with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Mike Budenholzer. Your defense has been very good. Why has that happened?
Well, I think our guys are committed on that end. Everybody's active. Everybody's covering for each other. And we know how important it is.
Mike, we'll see if it continues in the next quarter. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It's Milwaukee with the advantage at the half. They lead by 10. And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Bucks.
You got to like their offense efficiency. They were patient, took good shots. That was reflected in their high field goal percentage. They just need to keep playing smart in the second half and close this thing out. Don't get cute now.
Kenny, let's get your insight on the Timberwolves.
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Malcolm Brogdon really making a difference here.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Malcolm Brogdon out there with Mitchell. And it's Brown in at the 3.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Clark, you were so prolific in so many areas of the game. Which part of basketball came the easiest for you?
I think the rebounding piece. I always had a knack for sniffing out missed shots and had the size and timing and hands to chase down rebounds, but that was probably the strength of my game and the most unique part of it at an early age. And then the ball handling. My dad was 6'4" in the 50s, which meant you pretty much played inside, and he drummed into my head and my heart, make sure you can handle that ball. So from the time I started playing, I was dribbling and making sure I could handle it, and it served me well during my playing career.
And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last. Clock is at 3. Randall passes to Okogie. Shoots over Brown.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
No good with the wing jumper. Here's Giannis. Dishes to Brown. Trying to get open is Lopez. Brown, good. And the Bucks lead by 15.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Here's Fultz from 13 feet. It goes down. Fultz has got his second basket of the game.
And, you know, after starting 0 for 3 this half, they finally get one down.
Mitchell passes to Antetokounmpo. To the middle. And Brook Lopez, the bucket on the assist by Giannis. Lopez has got his second basket of the night.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Minnesota calls timeout. And Clark with Giannis, you could see the change in his demeanor last year. You know, he knew he was unguardable when he was on the floor.
Well, guys, you know you're special when you can say nobody can stop me, and the general consensus is you're right. I mean, I can't think of any player in the NBA that's really suited to guard Giannis with his blend of speed and strength and ball skills. That guy handles the ball exceptionally well for a big man.
Gibson's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Sharch comes in for Julius Randle. And it's Mills in for Josh Okogie. And then for Milwaukee, Bradley comes in for Brook Lopez. And it's Matthews in for Sterling Brown. And they're able to recover. Shots good by Gibson. So it's the Bucks now. 17 points was their biggest margin. Mitchell outside. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Just 5 on the clock. Fires from 14. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Looking now at the numbers for Richardson. Good season for him last year. He was around 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Mills with it, working on Williams. Lays it up off the glass. Mills has got his first basket of the night.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Mitchell looking it over. Passes it to Brent. Back to Mitchell. Williams kicks to Brogdon. Jacks up a 3. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. 13 points for Malcolm Brogdon.
Good trickery that time with the ball by Brogdon. Nice finish as well.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sidelines.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. That free throw good from Fultz. A lot of guys like to shoot off the dribble, but Clark, there are some that really are better at it, shooting off that catch in the NBA.
Yeah, and who do you have in mind, Kevin? I got a couple of names that I'm thinking about. What about you?
Well, I'm thinking Klay Thompson because that backcourt is so prolific, and he's been so great at that, and that's kind of been his trademark.
Yeah, it has been. Redick would be another guy.
Yes, another good
that I think that would come to mind. And even though he's later in his career now, but Kyle Korver, one of the very best we've had in the league at shooting off the catch.
Brogdon with it. Beasley covering. Up top, Morris. He's still scoreless so far in this one.
And the powerful frame of Morris, difficult to knock him off his rhythm, and there finishing through the contact.
Fultz the pass to Šarić. He kicks it to Mills. Out to the wing. Here's Fultz. And there's the call on Dario Šarić. That's his first foul. Bucks leading by 14. Morris outside. Mitchell with the bounce pass. The pass to Kaminsky. Back to Mitchell. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Well, he's cooking with grease. He's got things flaming up, looking for an opportunity every time down the floor when he's that hot.
Here's Beasley. The shot missing. Good work defensively by Morris.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Milwaukee shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
And he knocks down the first one. Some changes for Minnesota. Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Gibson. Julius Randle comes in for Šarić. And Okogie subbed in for Fultz. And then for Milwaukee, Lopez, he's checked in for Williams. And it's Sterling Brown in for Brogdon. And Mitchell drops them both. 23 seconds left in the third. Now here's Mills, covered by Mitchell. Mills dishes to Randle. It's good. Randle's got 6.
Doesn't have the great length, but Randle with the attitude to beat up guys on the inside.
Deep. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Milwaukee in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. We come back right after this. As we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got Beasley. Julius Randle is out there with Bryant. And it's Mills. And it's Okogie in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Brown the pass to Morris. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And the Bucks lead by 18.
And I like the different looks that Morris can give you. Inside, outside. outside and in transition.
Here's Randall, and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Milwaukee?
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
The first one falls. And for Sterling Brown, he is still developing, but you can see Clark where he can be valuable.
I love his game. Watched him a lot when he was at SMU, guys, and he's got all the tools you want on the defensive end. His strength, his activity, his savvy. The offensive side still a work in progress, but he's got skills there too.
And the Bucks making a change here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. But for a couple of years now, the NBA has released the last 2 minutes report detailing missed calls in any game. Does it hurt the officials to have that information out there?
I don't think it hurts. It's not always comfortable, but I like the transparency of the move. I really do. I think when we're transparent about the human nature of what we do as broadcasters or referees or players or coaches, I think it makes for a better product. So I'm in favor of that.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Mills passes to Randall. And he comes up with the deuce.
And saying, you want a piece of this? Randall easily getting the better of that exchange.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen. And a quick look at how the Minnesota Timberwolves schedule is shaping up. On Friday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against the Spurs in San Antonio. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Here's Okogie. Floats one up. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Morris.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Just 4 to shoot. Goes up on the wing. And that one goes long. Timberwolves trail by 20. Beasley outside. Randall down low. Covered by Mitchell. Randall no good. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for Milwaukee. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
Well, the evolution of Brook Lopez continues as he is now a premier stretch 5. His three-point shot continues to get better and now a huge part of his arsenal.
Minnesota making some changes. Josh Richardson comes in for Malik Beasley. And it's Fultz in for Patty Mills. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Ogden's checked in.
Up around 80% for his career. Lopez more than comfortable earning his points at the charity stripe.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Richardson, good. And Lopez, bold enough to give himself a nickname.
Yeah, well, what was it? Splash Mountain or something like that? I guess he's earned it with the work he's put in on his outside shooting. More and more centers these days shooting the 3-ball.
But there are strong divisions and there are weak divisions. The NBA might be considering removing divisions altogether and having only 2 conferences. What do you think?
You know, that's interesting. I like the divisions because that's what we've been accustomed to, but just having straight conferences, I wouldn't see much harm in that. You'd adjust the schedule accordingly in terms of how many games you play within the conference and how many times each opponent, but I think that could work.
He's off on the first. Clark, do you think we in the media overemphasize championship rings when talking about an individual player's legacy?
Yeah, I think when you talk about an individual player's legacy, a player can be a champion without a championship ring. I know there's another level of champion which includes a championship ring, and sometimes it gets distorted in my estimation because an individual only has so much impact on a team being a championship team. There are no individual team champions. Teams win championships. Being a key player or a role player on the championship team is certainly worthy of recognition and being held in high esteem, but I don't like to see championship caliber players being diminished in the court of public opinion because they didn't win a team championship ring.
Like Stockton and Malone.
Exactly. You could go down the list of number of guys who just weren't, for whatever reason, able to get the ultimate in a team championship, but had championship Hall of Fame careers.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Bucks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And just bulldozing their way through this season series. The victory here tonight will make it 3-0 for the year, with one left to be played against Minnesota.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Donovan Mitchell.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
Richardson, no one. Outside, Antetokounmpo. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and